family. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. Today I'm feeling a little you feel me? I wish I could show y'all the setup, but basically I'm doing a little paint session today. Just some chill vibes. I'm gonna set up the paint while I talk, but before I do that, I think I want to make it the start of our routine when we have our combos. Just take a second to breathe and just ground ourselves, you know? So we're gonna do that right now. Yeah, I feel a little better. I don't know, guys. My anxiety has been crazy today. I was really just sitting there, waiting and waiting. And I couldn't understand why I was waiting so much. And it's already generally when I do my podcast, I don't have a script. I pray before every episode and I just ask God to speak to me and let His will be done, child. But, no, today was just so difficult for me to just get in front of the camera. Nah, I haven't gang. My anxiety has been the best to me lately. But it's been a merging experience, because even though, my anxiety's been a bit of a bother, I've also been learning to merge that in a way that allows me to still be aware of myself and my surroundings, to protect myself. So it's a gift and a curse also, but I can utilize it for my greatest good because I'm aware of it, right? So a lot of times when we don't believe that we have control over ourselves, we think that the things that we go through have control over us. And once you allow yourself to shift that perspective that the things going on around you do not control you or control your destiny or control your destination, it's a lot easier to now look at those situations like, okay, this is something that is frustrating, something that's not making me feel good right now, but is there something I can get out of this situation to become better in this sense or whatever, so that I don't have to continue to do that, you know? Because I really genuinely do believe there's something that can be taken from every experience, no matter how crummy it is. There's something, even though it might seem small now, you never know how it could serve you in the long run, you know? But yeah, I have so many colors, y'all. I have I'm on top of this paint, but I have so many colors. I love painting, man. It's so peaceful. So peaceful, bro. Especially for me, I'm a very creative, artsy person. So I really do love painting because it helps with my my ADHD, right? Because my brain likes to hyper-focus on more than one thing at once, it allows me to enjoy the ambiance while also allowing my brain to focus on creating something, so I never feel like I'm just being still. And that's why it's so important to get to know yourself and get to know what type of hobbies that you like. Because a lot of times the things that we do or the new hobbies that we partake in, it's usually not always from a place of our wanting to, but it's just something new that we've experienced with someone that we like, whether it be platonic or intimate, and then it's just something we picked up because it's something that we'd like to do with them. Even though it may not be that activity, it might just be the experience of doing it with someone else that actually attracts you to it. And being able to recognize that allows you to not get caught up in doing regular mundane BS that you're not really interested in doing just for the sake of the experience that you had with someone doing it, you know? But, yeah. Oh, yeah, baby. Y'all, I swear I sing, y'all. I used to go to competitions for church. What was it called? Wow, I don't know. I used to do that thing for years. There are so many different categories. There's vocal, there's dancing, there's all different types of arts, spoken words, songwriting, instrumental, ballet. It was so lit. I'm not gonna lie, that was truly a beautiful experience for me because I got to meet so many different people with the same faith, but also same passions, and seeing them execute their faith through their passions was so beautiful and inspiring. And that's really something, one of my core values that I still hold today, because this is the same, beautiful representation of my faith, just in a way that is unique to me. That's why I truly love the idea of a podcast and just being a business owner, because I have so many passions that I can all credit to God, that I get so many beautiful experiences through, and also not just help, but allow other people to experience the joy that I found in my relationship with God through all my different creative passions, like my hair business. And the favorite part about my podcast is that it's just me. Obviously, I'm going to have my interviews and stuff like that, but because I am so comfortable with myself, I can have so many different types of content while I'm just talking to y'all. And I can still record it and make it just an audio, so it could be on different platforms as well. But I really genuinely just get to be myself and also allow God to speak through me and speak through my experiences while being myself. And that's honestly lit. And I know, because it is not only something that God's calling me to do, but something I'm passionate about and something that I will put my all in as I continue to grow and add new, expand the podcast and just all the different ventures I plan on partaking in. It's I'm continually expanding myself, but God is working through every extension of myself. And it's so beautiful when you can just find different ways to show people that there's not just one way to have a relationship with God. There's not one way to express your faith. Obviously, I value going to church so much because that communion, we are people that are meant to be together, and that's why communion, that's why you like going to parties. That's why you going to concerts. The idea of so many people being together to celebrate and to just experience through one another and also have your own individual experience. That's the true gift of community. And unfortunately, first off, I like to be optimistic. So fortunately, we are all growing and eventually getting to that space where we're allowed to value it, not just because, in the sense of expressing our love for God and our relationship, and just putting that on blast and communing with other people who have the same beliefs and intentions. That is so powerful. Like the God says, when two or more gather in my name, I am present. And it's not like you need anybody else outside of yourself to connect with God, because that knowing God's voice, you must know him through yourself first. So you know that he really is who you're speaking to when you come together with those other people, so that you know those other people have those same intentions as you, and that it's not a facade or something that they're using to misguide you, because that's something a lot of people do too. And that's why I'm really against blindly following certain concepts especially when it comes to religion, because most issues is not the religion itself, but how man has twisted it and kind of tried to use it for their best good, not the greatest good of all. That's a fact. That's a fact. Like, that's one of my biggest issues with a lot of the religious leaders today. Not just religious leaders, but leaders in general, influencers. When you understand that there are other people that are listening to you, that is not something to be taken lightly in the slightest. I'm sorry, it helps me keep focused, because I promise you it'd be a lot worse if I didn't have music in the back. I promise you. But yeah, like that influence is not something to be taken lightly at all, because power bestowed upon you can also be taken away if not used properly. You see how there are sometimes people like what we would call one-hit wonders? Let's look at it from this perspective, right? These are people that got the platform that they are working so hard for, praying so hard to God for, and then they get the opportunity and they misuse it. And what happens is when we no longer see value in giving God the praise for where He has brought us, God will allow you to experience His absence. Because God won't ever physically, first-handly put you in situations that would hurt you. No. Not to punish you. No. But His absence is the most dangerous thing of all, because His presence is what protects us. Existing in this earthly realm, the only requirements is His presence. And without His presence, that leaves you vulnerable to all these other entities that do dwell here, whether you choose to be aware of it or not. So no longer doing what God calls upon you. He gives you that power and that strength so you're able to do the things that He's called you to do. So obviously without His presence, it's a lot harder to do those things. And that's usually because you're no longer choosing to do those things. So His presence is no longer required because you've relinquished your purpose. God wouldn't give you a purpose and leave you alone. If you relinquish your purpose, how can you expect God to just continue to do this and that when you made Him a promise? Why is He supposed to hold His end of His promise when you choose not to? Right? But it's not only like, that means God's just completely forsaken you, because He's always there. But His presence is covered and hid from you, because you are no longer appreciating of those blessings that He's bestowed upon you, of that protection, that divine protection and grace He's blessed upon your life, so that you don't have to go through all those negative situations, even more, that the enemy wants to use against you to deter you from your process, from the process of your progress. But yeah, y'all, I'm gonna slow it down. I promise I'm gonna get into music. I might have to, I'm not gonna lie, because I've been saying this for so long. I swear, y'all, I actually have pipes. Like, I can sing for real. So you thought I was gonna do it today? Oh, we'll see. But yeah, y'all, if you could see, I want to do a house tour, but I want an evil eye coming my way. You feel me? But I put little decorations around the house. it was really just repurposed decor for my old room when I was living up in Northern Virginia. But I can't even insane. Yeah, you know that. Yeah, you know that. But yeah, I don't want it to always feel so heavy. I've explained to y'all this so many times. I'm a very light-hearted person, but I do also have a purpose here that I don't want to stray from, you know? So I do like to have a good time. Like, anyone that knows me in real life knows I'm the life of the party. Like, I'm lit. Let's be so for real. You see me at a function, yeah, I'm cool, calm, and collected because I like to make sure first before I allow myself to indulge and just like having fun. Because I know I'm always very divinely protected. Like, I know God always has his hand over me, but I like to assess situations that I'm in before I, really just, be myself and make sure I'm safe and comfortable enough to be myself. And that is something that we have to be aware of doing when we're especially if you're like a loner like me. Because one thing about me, I'm never expecting someone to make sure I'm good. I've seen too many situations, too many situations where we get into a place of comfortability with people that we genuinely believe are here for our greatest good. I don't want to say by name because I don't want to misspeak on the names of the beautiful souls that have passed due to the envy and anger of people that they thought loved them. So many young black women, to be specific, get invited to certain things. Like that one young lady whose birthday was not too long ago, and her friends killed her. Y'all, this is happening. This is real life. Just because, don't let it hit close enough to home before you start believing it. Be careful of who you allow in your circle, in your energy. Not everyone, and a lot of times when those people aren't self-aware, they don't know what they're doing. But that is not your problem. Once you can recognize and assess and really sift out what their true intentions are, make sure you stay aware of that. And you are not forced to keep anyone around you who you don't feel is really 100% with you for your greatest good. You don't owe anybody shit. Okay? You don't owe anybody nothing. At all. At all. Okay? Because at the end of the day, we are human. We have emotions, and emotions change. And some emotions are strong enough, or some people don't have the emotional intelligence enough to recognize when they're projecting stuff onto other people in a way that could harm them. A lot of people do not have emotional intelligence. Let's be very clear on that. A lot of people are aware of their emotions and aware of why they do some of the things that they do. But that's on a superficial base level. A lot of them don't realize, a lot of people do not realize how deep and dark the roots of their issues go. And when they can't do that, they're not self-aware enough to realize what their actions can then turn into. If you don't have emotional regulation over yourself, you are erratic, unpredictable. Understand, unpredictable means you cannot predict what they're going to do. So why keep someone around you that you don't know whether or not their intentions, one, are good, purely, and two, allow someone access to you and the capability to harm you. Stay 10 toes out here, okay? Seriously. Like, I'm telling you, it's as much as once we start having faith in God, we want to see the beauty in people and what people could be. We have to be able to differentiate between potential and reality. Everyone has the potential to be the greatest version of themselves, to be these beautiful, amazing people that we see them to be. But not everybody takes up the torch, fool. And you trying to take up someone else's torch, gonna get you burned. Let's keep it a stack. You have been through these situations with people that you thought were looking out for you and were there for your greatest good. And look what happens. They do something funny, right? They do something weird that you're like, it's cool. It's cool. They keep doing it, it's cool. They keep doing it, it's cool. Then boom. Something that's irreconcilable happens. And then what do? You're stuck in it. Because God gave you, opened your eyes time and time again. Just because they're not self-aware of their own behavior does not mean you shouldn't be aware of it. Because just because they don't know what they're doing doesn't mean that they can't still hurt you. Be aware. It is a dangerous, dangerous world that we live in. Don't get that messed up. As much as I talk about love and light, I truly believe everybody has the capability to understand that balance and to refine themselves to the point where they're able to carry that balance into all of their behaviors and how they treat people. But that is a choice. Not everybody takes that choice. Everybody gets the choice, and not everybody takes it. Okay? I've seen it firsthand. How I am today, how people see me, is a daily decision to be the best version of myself. It's not easy, and I know how hard it can be. So that's why I understand why people give up. And that's why I understand the mass amount of people that just give up. People give up. And that doesn't mean like somewhere down the line that they can't pick up that torch again. Nah, that does not mean that at all. But when they're in those seasons, because someone that they don't have to necessarily be desperate out here begging for money for their hearts to not be where they're meant to be. Okay? Because intention comes from your heart. Your intentions for people, good or bad, as an emotion, comes from the heart. A lot of people's hearts are so pain-ridden, so guilt-ridden that they don't care. And I say that because I've been at the point where I didn't care. I'm not gonna pretend to be this perfect person. I've hurt people too. I've led people on. I've allowed people to perceive a certain view of me so that I could then manipulate them and get what I wanted. I'll be real. I've done that. I'm not this perfect person. It's like not something, it's not something that I take lightly. First off, I am not this perfect person. As much as, if you ask anybody about me, I'm very kind, very warm, very loving, and those are all qualities of me. But as I said, ego is a part of you, and it's not like this evil thing. But if your ego is unchecked, it can be very detrimental, not to yourself, but also to the people around you. People can come into your life that genuinely care for you, that you hurt, that you manipulate, that you try and be opportunistic with. Not necessarily because you want to, but it's that unchecked ego. It's that difference between understanding that you have the ability to hurt someone and actually choosing to do it. And I chose to hurt people. And I had to pay my karma for that. Because best believe, karma is very real. Karma is very real. It's not like, karma is whatever you put out into this world. Karma is intention. Karma is the physical manifestation of your intentions. Of your subconscious intentions. So when you do things from a subconscious area, That's acting from your ego, from reacting to the things that you feel. You're bound to hurt someone if it's not yourself. Because it's not coming from a place of positive intent where you want a positive impact to be had. It's coming from a place, more often than not, of anger, of sadness, of resentment, of things that we have yet to heal from. That's real. That is real. Okay? And it's like, it's not something that I'm proud of. It's not something I'm proud of in the slightest. And I even said it in a couple episodes ago. I said, I'm still learning to heal from hurting people while I was trying to heal. Because I genuinely am a very kind, loving person now that I genuinely know myself and I know who I am and not who I've allowed other people to mistake me to be, and the versions of myself that I allowed to live on for the gratification of people that didn't even know who I truly was. That's real. That is so real. It's like, who am I living for? That's like been the biggest thing. Who am I living for? Am I living for these people that don't even know my middle name? Or the fact that I use my middle name as my common name? It's just little things that we don't really think about. These are people that will never meet my family in entirety. These are people that will never know the truest, most beautiful depths of me. Why do I care about their opinion? Or what they think I should be doing? I don't. I genuinely don't. They don't know me. They don't know my path, and they don't know the purpose that God has placed upon my life. So why would you allow people that don't know you to choose who you are supposed to be, who you're going to be? We don't do that. We don't do that. We live for ourselves, and God first. We live for God, because everything that we do is enabled by Him. And I'm not saying God's an enabler. Please don't. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. Okay? Yeah. But because honestly, this is gonna be very, I don't want to say basic, but it's not gonna be something I put OD time into until I actually have time to finish it by myself, because I'm not gonna finish it on this episode, realistically. But I do want to read a journal entry. I literally go through, I generally value my journals because they are manifestations. So a lot of things that I talk about are things that have already come to fruition. And that's the only reason I feel comfortable speaking on it, because please understand, your manifestations are meant to be shared between you and God until they have come to fruition. Okay? Is unfortunately, subconsciously, or even intentionally, a lot of the people around you won't always be able to be in that space to be genuinely happy for you. So it's like, oftentimes they send you this evil eye or this negative energy unbeknownst to themselves, because it's like they don't want to do things that will end up, causing delays or blockages in what you want for yourself in your life. But a lot of times we don't know how to be genuinely happy for someone when we're not in the space that we want to be. And that's something I'm very grateful that I've been able to master, because it's like, even when I know things aren't going the best for me, I can still root people on. Even when I be going through my stuff behind closed doors, I'm still on Instagram supporting everybody that I truly, genuinely believe is following their heart, being themselves, being authentic, just supporting those, even though I know I'm not in the space that I want, where I know I'm supposed to be yet. And that is another thing that boosts your manifestations, because the ability to appreciate your present and the ability to appreciate your journey, even though everything isn't where it's supposed to be just yet, or everything is where it's supposed to be at the exact time that's supposed to be, because that is divine timing. Everything happens exactly as it should. But when we oftentimes feel like things aren't happening how we think it should, because it's not our timing, it's divine timing, we can get frustrated. And it can be hard to hear good things happening to other people, because it's like, damn, that's cool, but like, that just made me think about how this isn't going well for me. So it's not something to be like, oh, I'm this horrible person because I can't be happy for other people while I'm going through shit. It's just something to be self-aware of, and also to be self-aware when you're sharing that information, because other people can be feeling the exact same way. And then you wonder why you had something good happening, and then all of a sudden there's like some weird delay or mishap. It's because you open your mouth when you should have. Keep them lips tight. I'm seeing, I don't even want to talk about it because it's going to piss me off. The amount of times that's happened to me, like life-changing situations, and just been because I couldn't keep my mouth shut. I learned my lesson, God. I learned my lesson. You got it. You got it. Let me find it, because I literally had it. What I do, right? Oh, here. What I do is because I believe everything happens for a reason, right? So when I want to read my journal entries, I'll just pray real quick, and I'll be like, God, let my finger fall on the page that you want to, whatever you want expressed or shown to your children, or whoever is going to reach, this is going to reach to. Allow me to place my finger on it so that I'm able to express it in the way that would be most receptive to them. So I placed my little finger on this journal entry from November 3rd, 2021. And this was at 12:48. This was noon. Let's get into it. As a new chapter of my life approaches, I feel the ending of my current one. I am nearing the turn of a new era for myself. All the lessons I've learned and trials I've been through were to prepare me. I feel my eyes have only begun to open to the world created for me, by me. I am finally ready to accept what lies in store for me. I feel ready to take it on. I'm ready to receive my abundance. I am ready to do right by myself. I am ready to love myself fully and unconditionally like I deserve. I am ready to give myself the love I have sought after in other people for so long. I am ready to be unapologetically me. Yeah, she ate. But yeah, and that's been my biggest thing. Y'all been seeing me posting about being myself, and I've come to realize that's what people like the most about me. I don't care. It's my superpower that I can just truly be authentically myself, because that is something that a lot of people aspire to do. It's not that they don't have the capability to do it. No, everyone has the space to be themselves. We just have to choose to. Because a lot of times a lot of our perceptions are based off of other people's perceptions, not our own. So we say things like, oh, I don't want to do this because it might be weird, or I might look weird. Look weird to who? Look weird to who? That's the question you ask. Who cares? That is the big question. Who cares? And if you figure out who cares, why do they care? Why do people care that you're being yourself? As like in a negative way. Why? Those aren't people that should be around you. If they unfollow you, if they leave, if they no longer want to watch, I promise you. They might unfollow you, but they're going to be watching from fake pages. And if you're watching this, mwah. Mwah. Because I understand, I truly do what it feels like to finally start to express yourself, and it feels like people are turning against you, or it's like you're no longer giving them the content that they want and they don't like you anymore. Too damn bad. Go find someone who you actually like, someone that's still pretending to not be themselves, so that you can be comfortable pretending that you aren't who you are. That's why they like it. That's why they don't like it. You feel me? People are gravitating to who they believe that they are. So if you're gravitating toward people who are so focused on superficial shit and pretending to be just like everyone else, ask yourself, why is that? Is that maybe because I'm doing the exact same thing, unbeknownst to myself? What we see is a reflection of what we crave in our minds. Your reality is completely based off of your perception. Everything that you attract, because please understand, when you are thinking things, you are attracting them to you. When you're having a bad day and then all you can think is negative things, don't you notice how things get even more negative? That's where you're focused on, babe. You have to shift your focus to something that's what you actually want. If something's not going your way, ask yourself, okay, why? And if there's nothing that you can change about it, just be like, forget it, and do something that makes you feel good, makes you feel better. Instead of focusing on the negative stuff that you can't control. What's the purpose? Because there's a purpose in everything. But not being able to understand that is what allows us to be so overwhelmed by these negative feelings. Why do we allow ourselves to feel so shitty? Why? Is it fun? Is it fun moping around for the 10th time today? Is it fun rolling another blunt and still feeling the same? Is it fun taking another shot and still feeling the exact same? It's come to a point where our vices don't even give us that same flame that we used to crave. That same spark to light ourselves up, to light our light up again. We depend on these vices because we can't find the spark within ourselves. Let that settle in. We crave our vices to light up the spark that we can't find within ourselves. The light that we can't find within ourselves. The light is always there, but if you cover it with fear, allow it to be covered by anxiety and the darkness that is in depression, how can you see it? Instead, we have to speak life into ourselves first to guide us to a brighter path. And then not only do we speak life into ourselves, we start doing things that make us feel the way we once felt with that light. We start doing things and partaking in things that spark that light up in us again. That light that is found in your smile, in your eyes when they light up. That light is there. That light is always going to be there. As long as you have a living, breathing soul within you, you have light. Your soul is your light. Light lives within you, and that's why Yeshua, God, lives within you. He is your light. He is your breath of life. Ooh, baby. Don't play with it. But yeah, y'all. I'm gonna show y'all what I have so far. Will I finish it today? I doubt it. If I'm being real, I doubt it. But what was I about to say? Child? But yeah, y'all. That light is so beautiful. Shine bright like a diamond. You feel me? But yeah, I think one song that I would use while I'm speaking of the beautiful Rihanna I think one song, because I've always been very, very connected to music. I speak through music. I share my pain through music. I share my pain with God through music. Like when I'm really going through some stuff, I'll sing gospel songs till I can't breathe no more, child. Like I will sing Kirk Franklin till the smile is permanently stuck on my face. Like music brings this chilling sensation, this warm, inviting embrace within my body. If you know what I'm saying, like this rush of peace that can just be found in the melodies while you close your eyes and just belch till your lungs can't even pack the air no more. You feel me? And it's so releasing because it's like you're screaming and you're screaming your pain through such a beautiful sound. It's like, honestly, I don't know how this would sound if I said this, but I'm gonna say it because I don't care. It reminds me of the beauty in feminine rage, you know. When a woman is singing from a place of pain, that can be heard in every single note. Especially a black woman. Let a black woman get the mic. You gonna feel her experience. And that is beautiful. That's why I really commend these singers that can just put their life on. Cause me, bro, when I sing, bro, I get so emotional, I get to crying. So when y'all really putting all that emotion and still allowing it to be so delicate and soft and lovely, that is the most beautiful form of femininity. And feminine rage, if it's an angry song, like, that's gonna hit forever. Ever and ever. You feel me? But, yeah. I don't know if I should start singing for y'all. I don't know if y'all deserve these vocals, you feel me? But honestly, y'all, how many of y'all get more active? Respectfully, how many of y'all get more active on my little pages? Because I need to know what y'all want to hear. Don't be shy. I really won't even post the stuff that y'all send me for real. Like, don't be shy. I'm never gonna embarrass someone or make them feel like embarrassed for being curious about something that I talk about, because if it's something that I talk about, it's because I want to talk about it. Okay? I know I can come across as like intimidating because I have so much knowledge, but it's like I have that knowledge for a reason. God wouldn't give me one if I wasn't able to properly, like communicate it. If I was going to say it in a way that would make you feel small, I would not be given this knowledge because I wouldn't be equipped to handle this knowledge. The knowledge that I've been given is to share with people and to share the love and the understanding that I've found within myself through God. I truly believe that knowledge holds so much power. So much power, bro. Words. The most powerful movements have been moved by words and words alone. If you think of the civil rights movement, or even abolitionism when it comes to slavery, we couldn't physically fight, but when we had those spaces where we could use our words to show our experiences and why what everyone already knew was wrong. The reason why it was so powerful is because those words had an experience attached to them. So it wasn't something that's out of a textbook, something that you already knew was politically whatever a case was, it's something that you had to then be faced with emotion, raw emotion of another human being. That is the most intense thing if you think about it. An experience compared to an idea. Experiences is what moves ideas. Because idea in itself is just something that people learn about, something that people hear about and people are aware about. But an experience is something that you feel, that you connect to, that you sympathize with, and then allow that pain to become yours because you're allowing yourself to experience that pain. And that is what moves hearts. That is what moves nations. And I have every intention on doing that. And I can't speak too much because I speak when God calls me to. But what I do know is that my presence here is triggering. And that's a trigger I intend to pull every time. In the sense of showcasing what it means to be true to yourself and to choose to have true understanding and not biased understanding based on what I've been through. No, but to create and cultivate an understanding that can be reached, related, and understood by people all over, that not only can be reached and understood, but can then unify people. That is my purpose. Unity through love and authenticity. Because we've come to a place, as I said in the last episode, where we believe that you have to look a certain kind of way to be able to know God. And that's simply not true. You don't have to look like anything other than your beautiful self, because each and every single one of us is a reflection of Him. And that's what makes us so beautiful, because every unique detail about yourself can be found in the collective consciousness of God. Because even though we're all so beautifully different, we are all the same at our core. And that's why we can relate to each other regardless of the difference between our experiences. Because we are all one. We're all one understanding. And that is why God is omniscient. He is all-knowing because He knows each and every one of us, because He lives within each and every one of us. So the more we get to learn ourselves, and the more we get to learn God, and learn God through each other, and learn ourselves through each other, the more we also become all-knowing. And that's not in an egotistical sense to say that you are God, but you are one with God. So why wouldn't you also have access to the same gifts that He's already bestowed upon us? And our fear to accept the gifts that allow us to connect to that unity and that connect to that Christ consciousness, that collective consciousness, that fear is what holds us back. Because connecting through other people means that we must connect all parts of ourselves, broken and whole. And that is scary. That is so scary. That is so scary. I'm keeping up with you. Because connecting the whole parts of you to the broken parts of you means you first have to acknowledge the broken parts of you. You have to acknowledge the parts that aren't your favorite, that you don't pull out all the time. You feel what I'm saying? Even if those are the parts that you pull out the most unknowingly, learning to love them so that your body, your mind, your consciousness can merge with itself instead of seeing it as a separate part of you because you don't love it. That's where we have to get to. Loving all parts of ourselves, so all the different parts that we see as disconnected can come to one. And once you come to one with yourself, it's so much easier and clearer to come one with God. It's a whole collective experience. And these terms that I'll pull out, I'll start to explain them a little bit more. I just truly want you guys to be able to experience me and who I am and understand my heart. So when I speak about certain things, it doesn't shy people away, but instead allows them to indulge in curiosity and the possibility of what could be. That's all I want. That's all I want. I want to encourage people to want to learn more and to not just be so guilt-ridden by what they perceive their whole life to be. It's okay to want to learn and experience different experiences. It's okay. And I know with everything surrounding you, especially in social media, I had to take a social media break because I could feel so many energies directing towards me. And I'm grateful and I'm equipped to be able to handle that because God has called me to do so. So it's not like it's something that I'm running away from, no. But you also have to take your time so that you can come back and see things with a clear head, so it doesn't fear you, so you don't fear it. But yeah, I really want to challenge us this week, because I'm challenging myself too, to just have a more open mind, because we don't know everything, you know, but also not just have an open mind, but be wary of what you consume. I can't stress that enough. You have to be wary of what you consume, because when you're consuming things that don't have that you're not equipped for, you will have a misinterpretation of it, and that can lead you down a darker path than intended. We're not to indulge in things that we don't understand. No, because that is dangerous. No. That's why knowledge is so powerful, because there's so many things that we have access to that we don't know yet. But we also have to be wary of what we consume, because when you prep yourself enough, you'll learn what. Yes, you have access to it, but is that what you're supposed to be accessing right now? Are you in a place where you're equipped to access that? And is that even something you should be partaking in? Is that something that feeds your soul? Is that something that you generally feel is for your greatest good? If it isn't, why tap into that just yet? And that doesn't mean like you won't better be equipped or be better equipped later on in life to go back to that and be like, okay, I can understand that from a different perspective now and actually consume it in a way that is healthy and doesn't harm me and confuse me. But the biggest part in that is your internal compass, your intuition. Being able to trust your intuition allows you to know what you're supposed to be consuming, allows you to know where the steps that you're supposed to be taking towards certain things, to learning certain things, the things that you're now equipped, that your soul, because it's not just about your mind being able to understand something, it's about your soul and your heart being equipped to receive it. Because you can understand something and not receive it, and then the information doesn't have the same value to you, because you weren't in a place to really receive the information that it held, right? So it's like, just be mindful and pray. Praying makes things so much easier. Oh my goodness. Don't get me wrong, there are times where I get a little caught up in my head and caught up in trying to control things. I'm just trying to react instead of taking the time to pray, listen, understand, and then respond from an intuitive place. I still do that occasionally, but I can be self-aware enough to understand that, so I understand why my decision looked the way that it did. Because in retrospect, a lot of times we see how we could have done things differently, but it's because we weren't in the place, we weren't equipped to receive the information that we did at that time, so we reacted instead of responding. You feel me? So it's like money in the grave, because you can't take that money with you. That's why it's important to focus on purpose and not the funds, because when you focus on purpose, the funds will come. If God gives you a purpose, don't you think he's going to give you the things that you need to be able to complete that purpose? Yeah. And it's like, I'm sorry, sometimes I might seem like an asshole, but it's because a lot of times that's what a lot of people are best receptive to at this point in their life. Sometimes it's hard to talk to people and just be like soft about stuff, because that's not the place that they're ready to receive it at. You feel what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta be a little bit more with people to really get across, because that's the type of communication that they're used to. So sometimes you do have to adjust in a way to allow both of you to understand and receive the information that you're supposed to. Sometimes you have to adjust, and that is okay. Oh my goodness, I love this song so much. That's how I know I gotta wrap it up, because if I were to play it, I would get copyrighted and this wouldn't post. But I know I didn't actually paint anything today, guys. But don't judge me, okay? I can't actually paint, so I wasn't gonna show you guys anyway, so I don't really think it matters. I'm just trying, because right now I'm still sorting out the final details for interviews, so I don't want to bore y'all. I have to come up with new content ideas. But I know y'all have been seeing me cook. Cooking channel might be up next, okay? Cooking channel might be up next. Cooking channel might be up next. But I really do hope that whatever that was supposed to be taken from this, you are in a place, at least at the end of this video, where you feel comfortable enough to receive it from me. And if nothing else, take something that I said and go to someone that you trust, that God tells you that you can trust, not who you think would have the same perception of you as you and give you the same exact answer that you're looking for. No, go to someone where you actually know is in a place to be able to receive and understand that whatever information I say, and not just be able to give you the perspective that you have, but give you an outside perspective, and then maybe have a discussion on it. So maybe something new can be learned from that conversation if it's not from this conversation. But you know, I love y'all so much. I love y'all so much. And y'all really do keep me going. Okay? Y'all keep me going even when I'm stressed and I don't think I can do these things and my anxiety gets the best of me. I remember why I do this. It's not to impress anyone. It's not for the simple fact that, like, other than that, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm a healer. I have a healing heart. And what best way to help other people heal through sharing my own experiences of healing, so that they can take what they're meant to and learn on their own journey. So I hope y'all have a good rest of your week. Stay blessed, stay up, stay getting this shmoney, and stay learning your purpose, learning yourself, learning God, and staying devoted to your purpose. Next week on